discussing about spirituality over here. Last time we had attempted a question is, what is spirituality? Today we are going to attempt a question which is, why is it important for me to learn about spiritual? I guess like any other subject, we are not supposed to be knowing about this subject beforehand. Like in school, you have learned about history, geography, science, mathematics. These are the subjects that we learn in school, and later on in college there are advanced subjects like engineering, science, technology, so on and so forth. These subjects are taught at a higher level. Now, nowhere are we discussing the subject called spiritual in any of our school or college life. Sometimes you may take up a subject which is related to this, and yet you will find that you do not have the inclination. Most of the people don't have the inclination to learn about this subject. The reason being, it's a very esoteric subject. It's a subject related to the spirit. Now, we have not seen the spirit. Because we have not seen the spirit, we really do not understand the term spirituality and the spirit by itself. So, you may say, why do I need to know about spirituality and why do I have to be spiritual? The idea is, there is something called a call. Like, you may be having a calling where you want to become a singer, and then you buy a guitar or you buy some instruments and you start singing. Or you may want to become a YouTube star, and when you want to become a YouTube star, which suddenly becomes your calling, what do? You buy some cameras, you buy some equipment, and then you post it on YouTube. That is called a calling. To know about spirituality, the subject has something which we say as a higher calling. Somewhere where the innermost being, what is right inside of us, says, I want to know about spiritual. So, this question being asked, what do you turn to? How do you go about learning this subject? Are there any books? Are there any courses? Is there anything, any place that I can go and learn? The reason why you want to know about this subject, it is again related to something which we call as faith. Now, this faith as a word cannot be described. Now, faith is described as a belief, or it can be said that I want to, I have complete trust in a person. But the material worldly trust, the material worldly belief, and the material worldly faith is not the same as a spiritual trust, belief, or faith. This faith develops on its own. If I go by some spiritual texts which are very ancient ones, they say that this kind of texts say the idea called faith comes in you by itself. And when the idea called faith has reared its head somewhere, you feel that you wish to know and you want to know certain things about this world called spiritual. What is the end point of this spirituality, you may ask? Like, say for example, if you are doing engineering, you may become a B.Tech, you become an M.Tech, or maybe you do your PhD, or you get some kind of a big degree to your name. What degree are you going to get if you are going to become spiritual? There is an end point, of course, and that is something that you need to know. I'm sure you have heard about Buddha. Buddha reached the end point, and that was called being a Buddha. His original name was Siddhartha. He is also a person who was a king, a king's son. And suddenly the calling came to him, and he suddenly thought that I need to go and search for this great idea called spiritual. And so he searched for it high and low. He went to different people and tried to understand about spirituality. Unfortunately, very few people were able to give him some kind of a guidance there. And then he thought that I need to find for myself. And I'm sure many of you might have visited Bodh Gaya. He sat under a Bodhi tree, which we call as a people tree in India, and he got enlightened. And this enlightenment is called the end goal. It is the PhD. It is the ultimate degree that you can get. What do you get with this enlightenment? Yeah, you can become a Buddha. Buddha is full of knowledge. This knowledge is the esoteric knowledge. It is the knowledge of the self. It is the knowledge of the truth. You have heard this, the truth is out there. The truth is out there. What is this word that we keep on hearing in most of the serials and topics? What is this truth out there? So ask Buddha. Buddha will tell you that the truth is out there, and now I know the truth. He reached a state of enlightenment. In other texts, it is called self-realization, knowing the self. I know the self. I realize who the self is. And in some other places, it is called liberation. The end point is called by different names in different places. Liberation from the material world, liberation from this daily humdrum life that we have. We are talking about what is called as the ultimate aim, liberation from our daily desires of life. What are the desires we have? Petty desires. I want to build a house, I want a job, I want money, I want this, I want that. All these desires come to a standstill. They come to an end. And you get liberated. Liberated from food that you eat, from the clothes that you wear, from the place that you stay. You are not bothered about where you stay, what you eat, what you drink, where you sleep, whether you make money, or so on and so forth. It is called liberation. You feel completely liberated. You are not tied down to anything in this world. No relationships, no money whatsoever. Whether you die on the streets or you die in a particular place, it's not important. Whether you have eaten something, you have not eaten something, that also is not important. The state of liberation can be seen in my Gurudev. He is the ultimate one, and he is called Dattatreya. Now, if you see, he's an Avadhuta. He roams around the entire universe. He may or may not wear any footwear. He may or may not be wearing fancy clothes. It's not important. He just roams around here and there. But he's completely free. So these are the things these are the endpoints that you need to reach. It's called realization, self-realization. It's called liberation. It's called enlightenment, becoming a Buddha. Or in case of Jesus, attaining the divine God himself, reaching his Father in heaven. That is also there. If you ask Krishna, Krishna will say that you have to reach my abode called Golok Vrindavan. These are the things. So I can say that it is just like any other study. But the knocking will happen to you. The innermost being will tell you, I need to know about this subject. And when you need to know about this subject, you will find someone. They say the person who takes you ahead is called the Guru. Now the Guru, you are not supposed to find the Guru is going to find you. It is the other way around. It's not that I am going to search here, there, everywhere. No. You may start your search. You may go to different places, try to read books and do all kinds of things. But finally the Guru will come and knock on you and say, here I am. And this Guru is the most difficult person to find otherwise from a normal person's point of view. He will find you. And when the time is right, you will find your Guru. So this time, we have just touched upon the subject of why do you want to be spiritual or why do you want to know about spirituality. I have introduced the topic of the word called Guru, though I had touched on it last time as he is the knower of truth, or he is also the one who removes darkness. The next time we will do something which is related to the Guru. Why is this teacher so important? Before that, if you have any comments, please write down below. Or if you have any questions, which are most welcome, so that we can take our conversation further. Thank you.